All right, welcome to my channel. So the first thing that you need to know before you start watching my videos is the purpose of this channel is for education and entertainment, mostly education with some entertainment, and mostly for my students. Really, it's an opportunity for me to showcase my algorithm and for my students to see it working and me to be able to talk about the trades and why I'm taking the trades and things like that. This is not a channel where I'll be showing you that I'm making millions of dollars. So family rules, you won't be seeing that. Some traders out there want to put their stuff out. I don't even know why they do that. Like on social media in a public sphere, hey, look at me, I made 20,000 today, 50,000 today, all that stuff. That will not happen on this channel. The most you'll see me making here is anywhere from 50 bucks to $1,000 in a day would be the most once we get to that level of scaling. And then I'll reset and we'll be looking at 50 bucks and we'll be scaling back to, a thousand a day or so. And we'll just keep resetting that scaling. But family rules will not be showing you on this my social media that I'm making tons of money. Second thing is I'm trading with Thinkorswim. That's my platform that you see here on the screen. So you got my two windows on futures trading. Same thing, it'll be Thinkorswim. So you'll see that I trade futures and the equities market with these videos. I trade based off of my algorithm, the simple switch algorithm, and it's got different settings. Same algo, but different settings for futures market, for equities market, and different types of trading. It's got different settings for it. So I'll be trading off of that. Links below if you're interested in learning more about the algo. All the education over there is free, as well as the trading log that you'll see. You can get the link below, which will give you that log, so you can go over there and explore all that stuff. So when you're looking at my screen, okay, now when you're looking at my screen, you'll see these the chart markups, and you'll see yellow. Wherever I put yellow is an entry. So when it's yellow like this, it's the algo ideal entry. And then you may see a yellow like this, and that is where I actually got in, and it'll be touching the candle that I got in on. And then the location. Red are my stops, green are my targets. And then if you want to learn how the algo works so you can better understand what I'm doing when I'm doing my trades, over at the link below, you can go over there and learn all about the algo. It's completely free for that whole education. It's free to learn about my trading plan, my strategy, everything that I teach about trading is free over there. Only thing that costs money is if you decided to buy the algo, then that would cost money. But you can apply a lot of the stuff that I teach over there, including my strategy and trading plan, to your own strategies and help maybe improve your game. So all that is definitely free. I don't charge for any of that education. Only the algo if that's something you decided to add to your list. So then sometimes you'll see on here me doing experiments, which I'm going to try to do another one later on this year when I get a little more time. But I love to do trading experiments. We blow up accounts, but we do it in the purpose of education, showing you that certain trading techniques or strategies sometimes just don't work. And we play with some different concepts and blow up accounts, real accounts, small accounts, but still real accounts. And you'll also see some small accounts as well, like when we do offshore brokers and things like that. So, and then of course, educational videos I'll be putting out as well. So there's a lot of different content here. So if you can give me the like, hit that like button, that would help me a lot with the YouTube. And if you subscribe and hit that bell icon, you can be notified whenever I upload new content. And the last thing, but probably the most important thing, is trading is very risky. Do not place a trade based on what you see here or whatever I say. I'm not telling you what to do. If it sounds like I'm telling you what to do, it's me just thinking out loud. And most traders will lose all of their money. I am strictly speculating. I do not have a crystal ball. So, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. So please do not take financial advice from me. This is strictly to talk about how I trade, to teach about how I do things, and for your entertainment. All right, so now the legal stuff is out of the way. Let's get into today's trades. All right, everybody. So I'm not sure if my mic looked like on my screen recorder, my audio from my mic might have been turned off. So I'm just going to run through this trade real quick just in case, and then we'll have it. So there's a day trading strategy. On the day trading strategy, we had our switch based on the day trading algo right here and permission down here with a dash below the white line, below the red line. I didn't see this trade set up until it was actually coming back and being a failed trade to get stopped out, which indicated a potential for a speed bump. So I went ahead and speed bumped this right here on the switch and the break of the stop, knowing that there's a good possibility that we could just be doing a little double top here and then drawing an M pattern here. So sure enough, that's what ended up happening. So on the speed bump, it's not about full recovery of what would have been the losing trade. It's about just recovering a little bit. So I was jumping into the speed bump just to scalp this real quick. And sure enough, it would have been a really nice scalp. But then I'm like, let me walk out of the office real quick. I think I got time. And came back to this candle. So yeah, so now I'm in the red. So as soon as this trend line, so basically at this point, if I didn't know anything about the market, then I would just be getting out of my trade, saying, take my loss. I'm an idiot. I didn't. I walked out and turned a green trade into a red trade, right? But because I do know technical analysis and I do have all that other background, I saw this trend line here, and I was like, all right, if this is going to come down and break the trend line, it looks like it wants to draw an M pattern. And if it's going to break this trend line, chances are it's going to break this M pattern. And if that's going to happen, this is going to be a cascading event that's going to take it down to low of day. And then we'll see what happens at low of day. We expect some resistance, as I always say, low of day, high of day, resistance and support. And then if it breaks low of day, we'll have a really nice trade on our hand. A lot of ifs, right? Ifs mean I put my stop and I trail and I do stuff to protect my capital if it doesn't go the way I want it to go, and it goes against me, right? So I basically broke this trend line and reversed my position to short, and then watched it break this M pattern and slide. Watched it hit resistance like I would expect, but I didn't just jump out because I'm expecting resistance. I need to see it turn around if I'm going to get out. So sure enough, it broke that resistance. And looking back here, I knew there was a draw to some of these areas. So chances are it was going to come lower, as it did. Hit this next draw level. It bounced, and now it's on its way back down. So I'm exiting this trade on my red candle, green candle strategy. So this green candle came up, closed above red. So I draw a line over, I hit this red candle. I put my stop just above it, plus a little bit, and then wait for that to repeat itself. And that's how I'll trail my stop and then eventually exit this trade. So so we're in. Now you're caught up, and we'll see how this thing plays out. All right, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so you can see this. I probably should trade first, then talk. So right here, we got this red candle here. We got this green. It closed just above it barely, but then that puts us at this red candle. So I'm going to move my stop down now to just above that red candle. So we may be getting stopped out here on this trade. Instead of making the $250 that we could have made, maybe end up with 130 bucks, but all good. I'm happy with that. It's rare that you catch the very bottom or the very top of a trade. It's really about the pieces in the middle that I try to get. So, this will always be red and it'll always be more green than when I end up closing my trade out, pretty much every single time. So, majority of the time. Sometimes it's more red than I wanted it to be, but for the most part, I'm not catching the bottom or the top, especially with a technical trade. So, but it's still going. So we'll see what happens. It's not over yet. All right, so we're out with $100, so pretty good. We erased our loss that we had from that other trade, or from the trading it long to the long side. Came back down. We'll take our $100, put that in the log. Pretty sweet. So that's the question is so a question to you is: do you when you are wrong on a trade, do you just get out, or do you speed bump it? Do you have a plan to reverse your trade so that you can recover some or all of your loss? Is there a plan there? Like right now, should I be trading this long right now because I don't feel like it's a short play anymore? And the answer is this is probably going to be a pretty good long trade right now. But the problem is I don't have a statistical proven probability of success that gives me an 80% or better win rate, which then I could factor into a trade plan, which then shows me what my outcome is going to be at the end of the year, as long as I follow a certain risk management plan, which shows me my wins and losses, which then I can quantify into profits. All that stuff that goes with trading. If you're not doing all that with your trading, you're probably not going to be a winning trader. So if you're not a winning trader, it's probably because you're not doing those things. You might have a winning strategy, but if you're missing out on those things I just said, then you're probably not going to be a winning trader. And I have a lot more information over that on the link below over at my site, where all my trade education is free. I don't charge for any of my trade education. So all of it over there is free, and there's a lot more information on that over there, as well as on YouTube. If you go over to my channel and type in trade plan, you can see how I create my trade plan for the year, and maybe get some ideas from that as well. So anyway, so there we go. So that's going to do it for today. I'm going to shut it down there. We're approaching 1 o'clock. We're at 1 o'clock right now, and I don't take any new trades after 12:30, 1 o'clock. So that's where we're at. So we'll go ahead and put this in the log and show you that, and then we'll review the day and shut it down. All right, so first, just because I'm not sure if my thing recorded it or not when I first started recording, but yeah, so today I haven't traded in like forever. It feels like last trade I took was back on June 24th. Man, it's been a while. So basically a week. I've been gone for a little over a week. This week I didn't think I was going to be able to trade it all this week either, but today I had an opportunity with the tropical storm kind of putting everything on pause. So I was able to jump in here towards the middle of the day and see what's going on. So here we are with QCOM. I did not trade QCOM. We did have our switch, and would have been a winner because it's a tower candle. I'm not going to get stopped out when I'm expecting a 50% retracement. That would have been my stop. Would have been a winner. So QCOM looking good. And then JD, I did not trade on the day trading deal today. I'm going to bring this up in a different chart here in a second. But we are in JD, taking a little bit of a loss right now. But this is for a swing trade, a bit of a technical swing trade. So I look to make profit on this in the next couple of days. I may even add to my position at the end of the day today. We'll see what happens. But more of a technical swing trade I took in this account. So there's an algo setup for it. It's just that, which I'm going to show you. I'll just show it to you when we get there. I'll show you when we get there. All right, so CVS. So right here, CVS, we had our switch with no permission. I don't trade it to long side anyway with permission. I only trade the switch back to permission, switch back or the short side with permission. So didn't trade CVS, you can see here. So no trade, although this is starting to look like it might be a winner. Not trading it. And then NUG. So NUG, we have our switches, but no permission to the long side, and we don't trade it to the short side. HTB, hard to borrow. So I don't trade it short. And then last one on the list is APPS. And APPS, you just saw that trade. So we took this trade, made a little money. We already talked about it earlier, but there we go. So we'll see. That's the trade. That's the candle we exited on. We'll see how this thing finishes out the day. All right, let me show you the swing. The reason why I'm taking that JD trade. Let's pull up that chart here. Give me 1 second. All right, so I try to tell the chart not to show all these trades. These are the day trades that are all in here, so it would be cleaner, but it's not listening to me. So anyway, so on the JD, it's got an okay success rate that every time the algo changes green, regardless of permission, that we're going to have a long trade that's going to execute and hit the target. And you can see two of those right there. So this trade switched, almost hit the target. I'd still be in this trade. If I took this trade, it wouldn't be stopped out yet. But then we also have another opportunity to switch in right here. It started to rally a little bit, and it just made it to almost breaking out above this W pattern, and then it broke down. But we have this gap here, and then we have this gap down. It filled that gap and then started to come back up. And I put my entry in that if it started to retrace this candle, we have a trend line right here as well. So it hit that trend line just about, and then started to retrace. And as it retraced, it tripped my limit order. So I ended up in this trade. So I'm in it for two reasons. One, we had a low, and it's not quite a higher high, right? Because it didn't make it there, but it's a high. And then we have a higher low, and now we have a higher high. So, and then we have a pullback, retracing and filling a gap to this trend line and leaving a gap. So I jumped in here and looking for this gap fill, take some profit. And then maybe I'll leave a little bit on the table and see if it breaks out and continues northward. But really the trade I'm looking for right now is just this gap fill right here, 76, 70, 75, basically $76, somewhere in that area is where I'm looking to take profit. I'm in at 73.37, have 100 shares. So looking for a nice little hit there. If this ends up closing below this trend line, then I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of this and see what it's doing, because this what was a W could now become an M pattern. And if it does, we could see a breakdown of the M pattern and a slide to the southern direction, and I don't want to be part of that. So just it's a tight risk reward here since I got in at 73, pretty much 73.37. So just a little bit above this line right here, I was able to get in. It's a little bit of a spread on this. Let's see here. No, not too bad. Good deal. So I was able to get in, and then, yeah, so we're there. Low risk, high reward. Because if it does boost through this strong, then I can just trail my exit and let it ride to the target up here. So, all right, everybody, so that's the deal. That's why JD, you saw it as a trade in the red right now. Not a big deal. Fully expecting that. It may add to my position, like I said, once this makes full contact with this trend line. All right, so let's go look at the log. Okay, so here we are in the day trade log. So able to pull down $114. I don't think that is accurate. Let me just double check that. Let's see what I did here. So it should be $110. Must be some decibels that are off here. So let's 112. All right, close enough. 109.20. I just round up sometimes those all those little decibels that are after the trade. You know, about 70.01, 55.79, blah blah blah. So I just chop those off. But sometimes it matters, and my thing will be off. And you know, here too, like if it's here, here, and here, and here, that all adds up to could be a few dollars off. So, but I don't want it to ever show more than my account than what I have. So I'd rather show less than what I have. So there we go. So 109.20. We have our one trade that's a day trade, and then I have that technical swing trade going. So run over to dashboard. So here we are with the month of July, and there's nothing. Right? Today's our first day. Oh man, come on, we gotta make some money. But we did close out June, so June's nice. $2,800 closeout for June. Almost got that $3,000 round number. That's what I was hoping for, but we'll take that 28. That's what happens if you don't trade some of these days, but maybe some of those would have been red days. Who knows? All right, so let's go look at the scaling ladder. Scaling ladder, so we're good to go here. So I did need to update this. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this because I won't have the buying power to get in here and do this now that my stock tickers have raised their price. So I went back through and reviewed what I would need to do and what I'd be okay with for the trade plan and all that stuff. So we're going to move these to 300, right? Where we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So 300, 300, 300, 300. All right. So we're going to start tomorrow or the next day when I trade, which won't be tomorrow, I don't think. I don't know, with the storm slowing down. Maybe I will be here tomorrow. Next trading day, we'll be at $300 risk reward. And then that should help me out a little bit with the buying power. And then if we have to, we'll adjust this to $400 instead of $500. But right now we're looking, this looks pretty good for being able to just squeeze out $500 as long as we get these 300s to build us into this zone. So anyway, there you go. So there's the adjustment, made it. And we'll see everybody tomorrow or, yeah, whenever the next day is that I can trade.